Everyone likes different kinds of games. People who enjoy dating sims may have a heightened empathy for fictional characters. Oh my god, your screensaver's fucking
I know,
awesome.
right? That's what you get
I'm
for.
so jealous now. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's so good.
Oh my god.
It was so worth
What?
playing hours of this fucking game to get it.
What the hell? I want it now. Sorry, guys.
I have mail. So essentially you get an email at 60%. You start getting an email every 5%. I believe it is.
Okay.
Um. Okay. So this
So I'm
one.
close, thanks. I'm at 63 total right now.
Actually, let me try and go in order. So we have the Have a Nice Weekend one, which is you just get at 60%. I'm leaving the rest of the week. Contact Ravi if you have a scheduled server time, but I expect my jobs to run for a few days since we've all collected so much data this week. How about we arrange a meeting to discuss the results when I return? Then I got the side stories one.
Right.
Thank you to everyone who worked so hard on the control simulation. I can't imagine how. Oh, I just got a text. I can't imagine how tedious it must be have been. I can't imagine how tedious it must have been to so delicately hide Monica's elevated permissions from her without disrupting our connection to the virtual machine. Just to clarify, all the recordings labeled side stories are part of the control simulation, right? I'm noticing some details of the characters' lives here and there that differ a bit from those in Virtual Machine 1, even trivial ones. Is it part of the butterfly effect from some of Monica's more fundamental changes, or is it a result of her just messing around with the other characters in Virtual Machine 1 as her own experiment, or for fun? So if I'm keeping track, we have what, like 5 different universes in total, with 3 or 4 of them created and then destroyed by Monica, of course. It's funny because I keep wanting to speculate on which one is the real universe, but in reality, they all are, as real as ours is anyway. So rereading that and how you actually unlock them, I think it's because Monica's fucking with the other character files that then the
It
virtual
creates
machine
the
is making that alternate universe where that stuff would be true, and that's what we're going to be exploring in the side stories.
outstanding.
And then I have character discrepancy. Having run the control simulation for a while, it's evident that a certain character is missing from any mention or appearance. This makes me speculate that Monica's meddling is less clumsy than we think, because she would have had to manufacture this character herself as a way of forcing interaction between her and the user. Could that be why the character has such limited and dissonant personality traits, or am I reading too much into this? I'll open an issue to start tracking info and observations on the anomaly of this character appearing. I don't know what that means.
So, question, not question, idea.
Yeah.
I told you previously that from the original game,
Mm-hmm.
there is a secret artwork of another girl.
Oh,
Possibly,
is there?
it might be that girl. We have not had any contact with this girl, though.
Where?
She's somewhere
Is it in
hidden
this?
in the files.
Oh, it's hidden in the files. It's not like one of these sketches.
Correct. Because if I remember, she's like a blonde-haired girl. I watched a
Oh.
video on this, um, say like 3 days ago. But there's a
Oh.
completely another girl that we have not seen.
So she's trying to create another character that she can use to then do like the okay. So that she
That's what I
counts,
believe.
yeah, that she counts as a character to interact with instead of no, okay. And this is the most recent one I got. Okay, who's responsible for creating a Twitter account for Monica? I think it's hilarious, but for God's sake, don't tell Paula. Ha 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 ha. It would get 404'd in a microsecond. Are you just relaying her tweets manually, or did you code some kind of pass through layer to automate it? Based on the contents of the tweets, e.g., not screaming for help, I assume they're coming from the control simulation. So, I don't know if that. I think that is making it sound like Monica made it by herself, because he doesn't know who made it.
Part of that is a hint to also go into the
Yeah, to
internal
go into the
files
internal
and
files
check
and stuff.
404. But
It's only at certain
I want to
times.
say her Twitter is what gives you the actual time,
Yeah,
which we can find on Reddit, but it lets you know that there's a file in 404.
there you go. So, anyway, let's get to some side stories, shall we? So, you
Yes, ma'am.
have trust, understanding, respect, balance, reflection, and self love, right?
Yes, I have all of them.
Cool. We worked night and day to get all this shit. So let's
We really did.
let's get up into trust. Part one. We continue with our roles, I assume.
Absolutely.
Begin the side story. Yes. Apparently,
Ooh,
there's
new
no MC.
music.
New music
New
already.
music.
Ooh.
Yes.
Apparently, there's no MC, so we shouldn't have to switch in between each other,
Okay.
and we shouldn't have to make choices either, from what I hear.
This is already new scenes. This is
Oh,
okay.
there's the stairwell. This is one of the background pictures. I love this music. Like, okay, everyone! Like, the literature club is starting. Let's, like, all have a seat and take attendance, okay? Ugh. I miss debate club. Like, oh my god. Who knew it'd be, like, so difficult to start a new club? I feel like the worst with every day that passes, like, without anyone coming in. Monica, you're all by yourself, just pretending that there's people there. I'm, like, really starting to, like, freaking lose confidence and stuff. Monica is the... Okay, so there will be narration, so I'll take the first one, you can take the next one.
Got you.
Monica's the only member of the literature club. In the days that have passed, all of her efforts to recruit new members have been fruitless. Like, I am going to... About this, like, all freaking wrong. Monica glances at one of her flyers. The headline is, "Do you like literature?" Like, maybe nobody is, like, into literature enough to, like, pick it up over the other club interests and stuff. Like, I can't just rely on people liking literature. I, like, need to sell them on a vision. A vision. Like, what kind of vision? Oh my god. Monica rests her head on her desk, deep in thought. But before she realizes it, the recent nights of staying up too late start to catch up with her. It's so quiet, and the noise of the air conditioner is soothing. Oh, girl, you about to take a little nap? A little nappy poo? I don't know.
I can only assume. I can only assume.
If you assume, go for it.
Hello? Oh?
Suddenly, a voice causes Monica to snap awake. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so freaking sorry. I, like, never do this. Ooh, this beat.
Is this the napping club?
This remix. Like, no, this isn't. But it is. Monica pauses, suddenly embarrassed to admit that this is, in fact, the literature club. Like, this is the freaking literature club?
Yeah, I thought I got the wrong club for just a second.
Like, I'm super freaking sorry. It was, like, so unprofessional of me to, like, do that.
Oh, don't apologize. I do that all the time.
Like, oh? 1 second. Okay, cool.
Did I miss the club meeting? Where is everybody?
Like, about that. This, like, is everybody?
Really? Just you?
But, like, we're getting more members and stuff. I'm, like, working really, really hard on it, so.
Hold on a sec. If it's just you,
Huh?
that means I get to be vice president.
Wait, like, vice president? Like, what are your qualifications?
Well, I'm better at napping than you. Maybe I should be president.
Like, now you're just, like, making fun of me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like, what's your name?
Sayori.
Okay, like, Sayori, I've been, like, trying really, really hard on this club. And I know you caught me at, like, a weird time, but it's, like, really disheartening to not, like, be taken seriously, you know? I, like, care so much about this. I just, like, want to find other people who do too, you know?
I'm so sorry. I do care, I promise. I have a hard time being serious, that's all. I didn't mean for it to hurt you. And I was just joking about the vice president thing too. I would make a terrible vice president.
Like, I mean, I'm sure that Monica tries to say something reassuring, but it's difficult when she still doesn't know much about Sayori. I'm like sorry that this isn't like a real club yet and stuff. Would you like still be interested in like joining after I found a few more members at least?
Oh, no. I want to join now.
Like, really?
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. Besides, I can tell how hard you've been working. You're doing something amazing, and you should be proud of it, you know? So let me help you turn something stressful into something fun. If nothing else, I'm good at that, so...
Honestly, like, how could I possibly say no to that? Like, that's really freaking sweet of you, Sayori. Oh, like, by the way, I'm Monica.
That's a cool name.
Like, oh, now you're just, like, trying to cheer me up and stuff.
But you're smiling.
Well, like, I didn't say it didn't freaking work. Oh my god. Monica glances at the flyer on her desk and realizes that her name is already written on it.
Oh, what do we do first?
Well, it's like getting pretty freaking late, isn't it? We can like go home and try to come up with some new, cool, sweet, awesome ideas to like recruit club members.
We can do that.
So freaking cool, oh my god. And I think I need like to put some more thought into my vision for this whole club thing. You know, like a mission and stuff.
My mission is to make everyone happy.
Yeah, like something like that. I need to like think about it though.
Hey, do you like hugs?
Like I freaking guess so. Sayori suddenly pulls Monica into a friendly hug, then let's go.
Some people can just really use a hug sometimes. Besides,
Sayori whispers loudly.
hug energy is what keeps me at my best.
Like hug energy? Monica laughs. Although Sayori is very different from her, Monica feels her spirits lifted. Maybe it's just because she finally found another club member. But, well, like, I'm looking forward to tomorrow then. It'll be, like, freaking fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna think really hard tonight about how to get more people.
Yeah, like, me too. Oh, cute. A day passes, and the time comes for the Literature Club, Monica and Sayori, to reconvene. As President, Monica ensures that she's the first to arrive in the club room, but she finds herself waiting longer than expected for Sayori. It's like been like 10 minutes already. Maybe Sayori like changed her mind about joining? No, like that can't be. She was like so freaking excited yesterday, but I'm like getting kind of worried. Suddenly, Sayori comes bounding through the door. In her hand, she's holding a sheet of paper.
Hey, I'm here.
It's like, okay, welcome back and stuff.
And
Sayori spins over to Monica and deposits the sheet onto Monica's desk. Oh, like, what's this? Go ahead and read.
My hand. Yeah, I'll read it. Should I read it in her voice or just...
I mean, we just read out the poems in our own voices, I think.
Okay. So take my hand. Take my hand, take me forward. Take me to your dreamland. Caution me to watch my step, so I can't look back at my footprints. Climb the stairs ahead of me, while I look up to you. The more I look forward, the more I look up, the more I can lend to you. If you can trust me to follow your pace, I'll trust you to set it. If you can trust me to lend you a smile, I'll trust you to return it. Take my hand, take me forward, take me to your dreamland. special poem.
Hey, this is like really freaking good. You like wrote this, Sayori?
Of course. Wait, no, that's the wrong side of the paper.
Huh?
I wasn't ready to share that yet. I'm so embarrassed.
Monica flips over the paper. Written on the other side is a list of ideas for recruiting new club members. Oh, so this is like what you meant to show me. But I'm like curious now, do you like write your own poetry often?
You, but I'm sure I'm not anywhere near as good at it as you are.
Like really? I'm like actually terrible at writing poetry. I've never like written anything I was happy with. Like I always read it again a week after I read it and I'm like, wow, this is so freaking stupid. I don't know. It's like the dramatic version of me doesn't like agree with the person I want myself to be or like something like that.
Oh, you should have more confidence in yourself. You're the literature club president.
I guess you're like not wrong there. I need to like set a good example or whatever. You know, I can like envision the club doing something like that.
See what?
You know, like sharing poems we write and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I would love that. It's such a good way to learn about other people, you know? It's like we have so many emotions that we can't express to other people. To use it. But you can run. It's a poem, right?
Yeah. I think that like helping me form a new cohesive vision for the club. So I'm like glad you showed me, well, even though if it was by accident or whatever.
Me too. It felt embarrassed. At first I was so scared. But now it feels kind of good to have someone read it. I'll try to show you more of them in the future.
I think my Monica's getting too nasally, so I have to reset myself. Like, okay, everyone! Like, I love that. Like, oh, jeez, I'm getting, like, distracted. Do you, like, want to go over this recruitment, like, brainstorm together and stuff?
Brainstormed so hard. It was like a brain hurricane. The brain is a natural disaster.
Like, shut up while you're ahead, Sayori. Oh my god, that's terrible. Like, anyway, let's take like a look at this list. Make cupcakes.
I was hungry. It's a good idea. Isn't it?
Let me like think about this. I mean, when would we like have a chance to give people cupcakes and stuff?
You know, like, when they come into the club? What if we said we have free cupcakes on the flyers?
I'm, like, kind of worried that that would, like, bring the wrong kinds of people. Like, you know, like, boys and stuff.
Wrong kinds? What's wrong with boys?
People would just, like, come for the cupcakes and then they'd just frickin' leave or something.
Oh. Nobody would do that. That would be mean.
But, like, you know, I want to, like, find people who are really, like, frickin' into literature. Like, even if they don't know yet. Let me see, like, the next thing on the list. Hunt for people reading books. I don't think I, like, get that.
Like, going around the school and finding people who are already reading, you know? Like in the morning or during lunch. And we tell them to check out the literature club.
Well, the problem with that is, like, wouldn't most people, like, be reading books just doing it for, like, an assignment or something? How would we know if they're just, like, reading for fun and stuff?
Involving people who are trying to do schoolwork. I didn't think about that part. I'm sorry.
Hey, like, don't freaking apologize. You're, like, coming up with a lot more things than I can. Oh my god. Like, oh, your next idea is to hand out flyers rather than just, like, put them up on the wall? I'd definitely like to start doing that.
It's useful.
I, like, never said you weren't. Oh my god. I just, like, need to think. What would we, like, tell people when handing them out? Like, I don't want to just be like, join the freaking literature club and stuff. Like, let's figure out what we can do to, like, better engage people.
What if you told them about the club activities and stuff?
What club activities? Like, you saw them, I was just napping. Like, I guess it's supposed to be, like, my job to come up with that, right? A vision for the freaking club. Okay, Sayori, pretend you're, like, a normal person for a second. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. Like, oh my god. You know, I like, like a random, like, passerby who's getting a flyer. How would you, like, react to the idea of a literature club?
Sure is stupid. I'm joining the anime club.
Like, what the heck?
Sorry, I was just thinking of a friend of mine.
Okay, what if I said, like, we, like, I don't know, we, like, do group reading and then we, like, discuss it together and stuff?
I'll probably nap through that.
That's you, Sayori. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, but that doesn't really sound fun to most people anyways. We need to really catch their interest, you know?
Ugh. This sucks. Why is this so freaking hard?
Monica, don't be sad.
What do you like about literature, Sayori?
Me? Well, kind of what I said about the poem earlier. I think it gives me a chance to express myself. Like, express yourself in ways you can't normally do. When you're just doing your normal day and talking to your friends. I mean, we all have so many thoughts and feelings that we just don't get to share. You know? It's like intimate.
Yeah. Like, how do we, like, get that across to people? Could we be like, express your true self? Oh my god.
Be intimate with us.
Oh, I had to take a moment. Okay, that's like kind of...
I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh.
What? Like, what is it?
I forgot all of my things in my classroom. I must have gotten too excited and rushed here. Silly me.
Rush, but weren't... like, never mind. Did you want to go get your stuff then?
I'll forget if I don't do it now.
Well, like, I'll frickin' wait for you then.
Okay, it'll only take a second.
Sayori dashes out of the room, leaving Monica momentarily alone. Monica sighs and starts jotting her thoughts on a sheet of paper. Express yourself. Like, be who the frick you want to be. Make, like, new friends. Discover, like, a new you. Discover your heart. No. Like, write your heart out. No. Like, write into your heart. Write the way into your heart. Join the literature club. Like, write the way into your heart. Wow, that's frickin' lame. Huh? You like frickin' startled me.
But it's something important. On my way to the classroom, there was a girl reading a book.
Like, reading a book?
Let's hurry and recruit her.
Wait, are you sure she's, like, not just doing homework and stuff?
You could tell she was really into it.
Well, I guess we could, like, take a look and stuff. Monica grabs one of her flyers and stands up from her desk. Then the two depart the classroom with Sayori leading the way. Yuri!
It's gotta be.
This way.
You don't, like, have to run and stuff. Sayori leads Monica over to a particular classroom, then lowers her voice to a whisper.
See? In here.
Monica peers through the window. Sure enough, there's a girl sitting alone, intently reading a book. I feel like a freaking creep doing this.
You should go inside and talk to her.
Like, me?
You're the president. And I would probably scare her away.
Okay, like, fine, I'll do it. Monica takes a deep breath and timidly enters the classroom.
That was fast.
Oh my gosh, I'm like so freaking embarrassed.
Why? What happened?
Well, I like entered the classroom and she didn't even like look up from her book. So I kind of just like left the flyer on her desk and walked out.
Oh my god.
I love Monica.
Cute. I'm sure she'll see it and want to join the club.
I like freaking hope so. Shall we like head back now? The two head back to the club room, Sayori feeling rather accomplished and Monica still feeling a bit embarrassed by the encounter. Upon returning, Monica and Sayori resume their strategy meeting. They discuss various different kinds of recruitment tactics from professional to silly. After going through Sayori's list and with Monica coming up with ideas of her own, the two end up in a better spot than where they began. Well, like, I should say today was like pretty frickin' productive, wasn't it?
I think we're starting to make progress. I can't wait to get some new members. Hey, what's this?
Sayori peers at the sheet of paper Monica was jotting on earlier. Oh, like, don't frickin' mind that. I was just like thinking to myself and stuff.
Join the literature club. Right the way into your heart. That's so cute.
I thought it was like a little over dramatic and stuff.
But
Sayori pauses and thinks for a moment.
no. I don't think you give yourself enough credit.
What? Like, what do you mean?
Like, I don't know. I feel like I can tell from talking to you today. It seems like you're always afraid of doing something wrong.
Yeah, but like...
Would you call yourself a perfectionist?
Like, yeah? Yeah, I like definitely am. I mean, I like always have an idea in my head for how I want like things to go. And it's like, I can't accept anything less than that. Oh my god. But I think in the end, it like helps me to try hardest at everything, so I don't think it's that bad. Like with this club, we have such an opportunity to make it into exactly how we like envision it. But it feels like we only have like one shot at it, you know? So I'm just like really afraid of deviating from that, like the vision.
The vision?
It's... Monica pauses to think, then shakes her head to herself. She sighs. Like, I don't frickin' know, okay? I just, like, want everyone to... Monica trails off. Smiling, Sayori taps her fingers against a sheet of paper. Right the way into your heart.
I think what you're trying to do is to make the club that you need the most out of everyone. Well, you're the one who knows yourself the best, of course, but I'm here to help you.
Monica returns Sayori's smile. It's sort of amazing, like, how kind you are and stuff. Like, we're really gonna make this the best frickin' club ever. Sayori nods, and the two remain silent for a moment, lost in thought. The only sound is the steady whisper of the air conditioner, and the only movement is the afternoon sunlight trickling its way in and out of the moving clouds. Sayori breaks the moment with a big yawn. Like, time to go home?
You tell me. You're the president.
Like, in that case, today's meeting is, like, officially over. I look forward to, like, tomorrow and stuff.
Too.
Sayori beams and grabs her things. You can, like, go on ahead. I, like, need a few minutes still.
Oh, I can wait.
That's, like, alright. I just need some, like, alone time and stuff.
In that case,
Sayori waves enthusiastically at Monica.
good luck.
Monica smiles and waves in return as Sayori spins her way out of the clubroom. All alone, she sighs to herself and takes a minute to zone out. She wasn't prepared for her self-reflection encouraged by Sayori, but she decides it was something she probably needed right about now. The club that, like, I need the most. I, like, don't freaking get it. I just, like, wanted to start a club with more, like, passion and stuff. Something that could use to, like, help, like, lead people to happiness. Literature is, like, the freaking key to that. Because it's the window into the, like, real person inside of us. Underneath the person who's, like, forced to always smile and blend in, the person who's forced to be, like, freaking perfect. Monica suddenly notices a folder on the floor by her desk. Did, like, Sayori leave this behind? I hope it doesn't, like, have her homework in it. Worried, Monica opens the folder to check. Poems? It's a folder of poems. Go ahead.
The flower. A feeling of joy is a flower plucked from the ground. The color, the scent, it's so pretty in my hair. Every day I pluck some flowers, as though they grow just for me. A lifetime of peace and nourishment, yanked away in an instant. All for me, all for joy. I need more. I need more joy. Need more happy. Pluck, 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 every day. Pluck, 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 so pretty in my hair. Pluck, 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 you're going to die, and you, too. Beneath my feet, a flower stands alone. It beckons to me. I twist the stem, freeing it from its clinging roots, caressing the final joyous moments between my fingers. But to what ends? A look in every direction. In the field I stand in, the prosperous field, is a barren wasteland. The fruits of my labor, the carnage of my joy, and that is why I've decided I must become the flower.
Like, what the... Wait. Sayori? Look at all this shit I unlocked!
Oh, yes, sir, male.
Mail!
Character discrepancy, just like you, my guy.
I got a new mail called Staying Focused on Our Goals.
Ooh, read that for us, my guy.
From Paula Miner, the project manager. As a reminder to help guide our data collection, any analysis performed should be focused on answering some of these main questions. 1. How does granting elevated access to the virtual machine affect a person's emotional state? 2. How does granting elevated access to the virtual machine affect a person's values and goals? 3. How does someone effectively navigate and experiment with their ability to change the contents of their virtual machine? 4. How is the elevated access being weaponized? I lost number because they're not actually numbered. What actions and values most contribute to the destruction of the universe? Most importantly, how might your observations apply to our own universe? Bonus, how can we present this to upper management as an option that benefits the company? Unrelated note, whoever changed the color scheme of the desktop to pink, can you please change it back? It's unprofessional and it runs the risk of drawing eyes. It runs the risk of drawing eyes. So Monica changed it to pink. The rest of that is over my head.
Interesting. Oh, yes.
Begin the side story? Yes.
Oh, actually, I got new music, too.
Yeah.
I have 19 tracks now.
I got it, too. Oh, we got 3 songs? I only saw 2. But, yeah. We heard them already in the game, so...
Okay. I'm ready to begin the next side story.
Ooh.
Another day passes in a flash, and it's already time for the next club meeting. Although Monica should have come up with a plan for today's club task, She hasn't been able to shake her guilt and anxiety after reading Sayori's poem.
Like, I'm so freaking stupid. Like, how did I let myself become like the center of attention? Sayori is like going through these kind of like feelings, and I'm like letting her comfort me instead of like the other way around. Like, what kind of club president does that? This whole freaking time, I didn't even think to ask her about her own feelings. Like, so much for that stupid vision.
Sayori enters the club room with her usual smile, but upon seeing the downcast of Monica, her smile quickly fades into an expression of concern.
Monica? Is everything okay?
Uh, I'm like really freaking sorry. I'm like such a terrible friend.
Huh? What are you talking about? You're an amazing friend.
Monica shakes her head.
I like made this all about myself and stuff. Like, even you said so yesterday. You like told me I'm trying to like make the club that I need the most, right? But my problems are like so trivial compared to like yours and stuff.
Sayori responds quietly,
What are you talking about?
but as she says this, her face darkens. Through the silence, Sayori mutters her realizations.
I left my folder here.
Monica stares blankly ahead, unable to come up with a response.
I wasn't ready to share those. Now you're worrying about me. I don't want that.
But like, why? We're like friends, right?
Wordlessly, Sayori nods.
Friends like look out for each other and stuff. I like want to be there for you as much as like you're here for me.
Another long moment passes in silence. The air is incredibly heavy.
This is different. It wasn't just about you yesterday. It was about the club. Besides, things were so happy yesterday. You don't need to do this all of a sudden. I don't want it. I like happy, so if you do this, then you're just being selfish.
Mm.
Yo, now I'm seeing these side stories. My gosh, heck.
I know,
And
right?
then is all this information she found out about people. Anyways, Monica massages her forehead, struggling through the frustration of such a paradox. It's understandable that Sayori isn't ready to share certain things, but as unfair as it is for Monica to pry, it's also painful for Monica to force herself to ignore the needs of her friends.
I'm like sorry I like looked and stuff. I like disrespected your privacy.
No, I don't blame you for looking. You would have at least needed to check if it was mine.
Yeah.
Monica takes a deep breath.
Okay. I like understand that you don't want me to like worry, and I think I'll be able to like put this aside so that we can like move on. But you can but can you like promise me something?
Promise you what?
Monica pauses to collect her thoughts.
This is like the literature club. It's like a place where people can like express themselves in ways that like life normally doesn't allow them to. That's the frickin' vision. In fact, it's our vision. Write the way into your heart or whatever. It's not like I'm gonna use that in a song or something. So I just like want you to promise me that you'll remember that too. It doesn't have to be like right now, but I want to be here for you when you like frickin' need it. I want us to like be ourselves like that.
Sayori smiles gently.
I'll promise if you promise.
Unable to help it, Monica returns Sayori's smile.
I like frickin' promise and stuff.
Me too.
As the conversation closes, the mood in the room is lifted. Thus, behind them, it's time to proceed with the club activities.
So, wanna like teach me about poetry and stuff?
What about it?
It's fine. We have like plenty of time for that. But like right now, I feel like I want to do this. I mean, I do have to like fulfill my end of the promise, you know.
There's no way I could say no to that. Just don't expect much. I do a lot of writing, but it's not like I'm a scholar or anything.
That's fine. Like, I think I just need like some motivation. I never know where to like start when it comes to writing poems and stuff.
Starting isn't so hard. You kinda just need to write down your feelings and see where it takes you.
Yeah, but that like wouldn't come out any good.
It's not supposed to. You're gonna have to fight your perfectionist mind on this one. You can just start by writing your feelings and see what kinds of things it makes you think of. And then you can turn your feelings into a little story.
Hmm.
You can get your feelings down first and then make it sound pretty later. It's not like building a railroad where you go from one end to the other. It's more like a collage where you find all the things you want to put in and then you arrange them in a pretty way. At least that's how I do it. It's not like it's the only way, but it's a really good way to not get stuck right at the beginning.
I like understand. Yeah, I always get like so caught up in how it sounds that I forget about what's like actually important.
Monica pulls out a pen and paper to start writing on it.
Stop being like a perfectionist. You freaking idiot. I'm like, just kidding.
Monica scribbles out, "You idiot," after she writes it down.
No, keep it.
What? Like, why? Are you like calling me an idiot, Sarah? Oh my god, I thought we were friends and stuff.
It's not. But the point is that you're not supposed to police your feelings, right? Be as dramatic as you want.
But I was just like, well, yeah, I guess.
Underneath the scribble, Monica rewrites, "You idiot." She stares at the paper. Her words stare back at her.
It's kind of funny how I wrote down what I'm mad at myself for, and then I did like the exact thing anyways. This is really gonna like take some getting used to.
I believe in you.
Thanks, I like do too and stuff. I mean, me, I mean. But also you, of course.
Monica continues to exercise, jotting down her thoughts. It's surprisingly quite a struggle to write without overthinking it. But after a while, with Sayori's guidance and encouragement, Monica's sheet of paper begins to look fairly lively, peppered with all of her random thoughts.
Phew.
Monica looks up and down at her sheet.
Gosh, I feel like so tense looking at this. I freaking hate it. But it's like also kind of liberating.
Mm-hmm. I can tell how hard you're trying. It makes me happy. I think you'll be good at writing poems.
Like, don't give me too much credit. Oh my god. I'd have to like try really, really hard at it. It's how many times she says really, really hard. It's staggering. But I think it's something that I'll like enjoy doing. With you, of course.
Sayori beams.
I'll stop here, but we like still have time. Let's try to work on like a new flyer for the club and stuff. I won't be so picky about like the language.
Yay! Let's do it.
Monica and Sayori proceed with their work. With each passing day, the two of them become more confident in the club. Not simply from their recruitment planning, but from their vision as well. As their bond strengthens, so does the essence of the literature club. Finally, they begin to truly feel it's only a matter of time before they find more members.
Oh.
Oh, there's more. Oh, hold on.
Hold on, hold the phone.
Another day passes. As usual, Monica is the first one in the club room. With her is a printout of a revised literature club flyer, complete with all the new ideas Monica and Sayori came up with.
Like, if only this was like the flyer we gave to that one reading girl the other day. Like, it's so much more attractive than that old one. But,
The new catchphrase is featured clearly in the center of the flyer. Write the way into your heart. Surely, common sense would say that one writes from the heart, not into the heart, but the message being delivered is that one can use writing to discover themselves. Hopefully, Monica and Sayori had thought that it would be enough to garner some curiosity from students.
why do I feel so freaking tense looking at this?
Monica thinks back to the previous meeting where she performed the writing exercise.
Was I always like this bad at expressing myself? Oh my god. Like, how am I supposed to be present if I can't even demonstrate what the frick the club is supposed to be about?
The Literature Club is truly beginning to take form. But with that, the weight on Monica's shoulders only became heavier. Debate Club was always about rigid structure, formulating airtight points and counterpoints and delivering them with conviction. It was about the person on the outside. That's why Monica was so good at it. It existed entirely within her realm of comfort.
It's like suffocating. I need to like break through this mental wall. I need to like learn to express myself for freaking real.
Monica pulls out a sheet of paper and grabs her pen. She presses the tip of the pen firmly against the paper, but her hand doesn't move. Instead, a tiny block of ink collects around the tip of her pen. Monica lifts her pen and stares at the little blotch. For some reason, she feels compelled to run her fingers across it. As she does so, the black ink smears across the paper, ruining Monica's canvas.
Ugh.
Out of spite for herself, Monica presses her pen down once again, letting the ink collect. She creates a second smear on the paper.
Come on, Monica. Like, just move your hand. Write the way into your heart.
Monica writes,
This
oh,
is what I get for like seeking perfection. A stain. My god, Monica.
See, before we even got to this, I was thinking in my head, like, this has to be super connected to some poems that they already wrote and showed us. And then the initial one, because I think Sayori talks about, I know she said lines that she said before, like how she taught people how to write.
Mm-hmm.
But when Monica said that she put the ink to the paper and
Yep.
just left it there, it made me think of the poem that tells you to look here, and then eventually it just changes to "I love you."
Oh well, there's a part. One of Monica's writing tips of the day is about not letting the pen sit still, or you just get a blot of ink.
Yeah. All this stuff's gonna loop around. This is gonna be crazy as we continue on.
Yeah, and of course the way into your heart is from the Your Reality song. Yeah.
Yep. Monica slides the paper away from her and puts her head down on the desk. The air conditioner seems louder today.
I'm here.
Like, hi.
Monica hears Sayori approach her desk, then stops for a second, probably reading the piece of paper. Then she sits down in the adjacent desk.
Bad day?
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Like, you too?
The new flyer looks so good. You've been working so hard on the club, but also something else, I think.
I can't do it. I'm sorry. Like, it's just so hard to be, like, vulnerable and stuff.
Sayori takes the sheet of paper from Monica's desk. She writes something down, then stares at it for a while.
And I trust you?
Like, of course. You can, like, trust me with anything.
Sayori gazes at Monica with sadness in her eyes. Understanding the signal, Monica takes the paper from Sayori's desk and reads it. Sometimes I want to die. Oh man, oh man, man, oh man.
Wait, where did Monica's writing go?
Exactly, I don't know. She probably just erased it. It was written in pen though.
Yeah.
No, that don't make no
It was
sense.
just
No,
an
no, no,
oversight, I assume.
no. Sometimes I want to die.
Like, Sayori.
This is really, really hard for me.
Her voice shakes.
So if I can do it, then you can too. Because you're like a million times better than me.
That's, like, completely not freaking true.
Sayori takes a deep breath, trying to steady herself.
That's something about me that I've never told anyone before. Even now, my head is like screaming at me to stop.
Wait, you don't have to force yourself. I mean, just because of, like, the promise yesterday.
I want to. It just feels right. I mean, maybe it's part of the reason I came to this club in the first place.
No.
This is the literature club. I trust you more than I'm scared.
At those words, Monica stands up. Sayori must have taken days to work up the courage for this. Where Monica's own futile but genuine efforts of actually that push efforts actually the push that Sayori needed. Sayori's deliberate breaths can be heard over the air conditioning. As she prepares herself to continue, Monica waits in gentle silence.
I have this problem where I get really upset when people worry too much about me. I can't control it. It's like, why waste your energy worrying about me when you can just be happy instead? So, I never tell anyone about these kinds of thoughts I have. It's so much easier to just smile and help everyone else be happy.
But that's...
Terrible. That's what Monica wants to say, but she stops herself in fear of saying the wrong thing.
It's just that if everyone knew about it, they wouldn't treat me the same anymore. Like, whenever I'm not smiling, everyone would worry about me and ask me what's wrong. I know that because it used to be like that.
Interesting. She wants things to go back to the way they were, but it used to be like that. That's interesting. Sayori pauses, seeming to recall something in the past. Oh. What happened in the past?
I just want everyone to be happy. That's the most important thing to me, and letting people look inside my head doesn't bring me happiness anymore.
Sayori pauses again. Her solemn expression makes her look like almost an entirely different person.
How did you, like, find the courage to tell me this? You're not worried that I'll be like one of those people too and stuff?
I am worried. Part of me really hates myself for doing that. But another part of me, I think, just felt like it would be different this time. Whenever we talk about the club is supposed to mean, what the club is supposed to mean, I kept feeling like it was right for me to do. Especially after you've been trying so hard to express yourself too. It just made me feel like I could say it in confidence, and our friendship doesn't have to change. It's so silly. The club is only 2 people, but it already means this much to me.
Monica feels a tightening sensation in her heart. A feeling of connection as Sayori's emotions radiate between them.
Me too. I was so lost until like you showed up. You're so freaking brave, Sayori. You're so like strong and brave. I don't even compare.
Monica steps forward.
But if like nothing else, I can at least offer you some hug energy. If you like. Oh,
Oh!
my little heart.
Oh, these side stories are actually gonna be real good.
This is only the first one of my little heart.
Wordlessly and without a smile, Sayori rests her forehead on Monica's shoulder. Through their contact, Monica can almost feel the torrent of thoughts swimming in Sayori's head. And in this moment, enchanted by the air of the club, Monica realizes that of all the days that have passed, this is the one where she really, there she go again, really, hopes that nobody new walks through the door. She speaks softly.
You're like the sweetest freaking girl I've ever met. You can like say anything and I'll never judge you. I freaking promise.
Sayori's breath begins to quiver. She takes several deep breaths, trying as hard as she can to start speaking, to say the things she never once dared to say out loud. Finally, she speaks in a choked voice.
I'm so worthless.
Sayori. Can't do this.
I'm worthless and everyone would be better off without me.
She suppresses a sob as a tear falls down her cheek.
Just an inconvenience to everyone. I'm no good at anything. It just feels like everyone just has to put up with me. And I hate it. I hate it.
The more Sayori speaks, the more she fails to control her voice, falling victim to the overwhelming sadness clutching at her throat and chest.
I don't want to have these thoughts. I want them to go away. And now I'm making you put up with me and I just want to die.
As soon as Sayori loses her composure, Monica becomes determined to keep her own. She only wants to be what Sayori needs right now, so she won't let any sadness show. Her voice comes through as soft and gentle.
Like, this isn't putting up with you. This is just like being your friend.
Monica offers a few words of comfort, but she knows Sayori said it herself, that the thoughts Sayori experiences are ones that don't belong, and Monica can't magically make them go away. The most she can do is help Sayori battle them, like any good friend would do.
You have like so much value. To me and your other friends too. This club like wouldn't have been the same without you. I really mean that. You're coming here was like the best thing that could have happened. Even if we never like get any other members, I would still be so freaking happy. That's like what you brought here. You brought us a vision and you like also brought us happiness. And that's your favorite thing to like do, right?
Sayori doesn't respond, but Monica feels her gentle nod. No more words are needed between them. The two share their embrace for a while longer, Monica letting Sayori take as much time as she needs. Once her breathing steadies and her sniffles fully cease, Sayori lifts her head and wipes her eyes.
I guess I needed that. Some days are harder than others.
Like, well, I'm here whenever you like need me. But any other time, I'll like make sure that things are the way they usually are. If that's what like makes you happy and stuff.
Thanks. You're the best.
Like, no, you are.
The two exchange smiles.
You know, I'm like sorry to like bring this up all of a sudden, but like have you considered talking to a professional and stuff?
Sayori nods.
It's scary. Since it's already so hard to tell people?
Yeah. Well, of course it will always like be your choice, But if you're ever looking to find the courage for it, I can do my best to help you.
Thanks. I think it helps knowing that you would.
Sayori suddenly yawns and stretches.
Wow, that made me tired. And hungry.
Well, I won't make you do any work today if you're not up for it.
No, I want to. I mean, I can say that it's definitely one thing that makes me happy.
Monica smiles.
But I might want to get a snack first.
All of a sudden, the sound of the door causes the two of them to turn their heads. The door opens halfway, then stops. A face peeks inside. A face that seems familiar. Yes, sir. More mail?
I have more mail too, and music.
Oh, I'm at 72% now, my guy.
Ooh, that's where
And more music.
That's where I started this stream on. I'm at 81. Pictures.
There's 20 tracks now on mine.
Oh, I wish that her eyes were closed. I wanted her eyes closed in this picture, but they're open. Damn it. Still good.
For right now, I might have to set that as... I like this Zoom call meeting, but I might have to go with that pic because that was adorable.
I really like that, but I just can't give up this one. Alright, my mail. Ethics from Paula Miner. Simply put, it's not our job to arbitrarily decide upon some code of ethics just because we're the first ones to do this, to our knowledge. That's the government's job to figure out long after we've made enough headway for it to no longer apply to us. It's fundamentally flawed to apply ethical reasoning to this in any way, because humanity's code of ethics is based upon nothing more than our knowledge and understanding of life forms similar to ourselves. We don't have ethics for killing bacteria or plants, only for the creatures that we convincingly project our emotions onto. The humans in our virtual machines operate completely differently from us on a fundamental level, and therefore should not be taken any more seriously than a machine that's programmed to print "I feel sad." We're engineers, not philosophers.
Wow.
Fuck you, Paula. You put my girls through so much.
Yeah. Yikes.